Women's College Hospital is an integral piece of Canada's medical history. Back in 1883, Dr. Emily Stowe, the first Canadian woman licensed to practice medicine in Canada, helped to establish a facility that provided medical education specifically for women. Its mere existence was an incredible step forward for the women's suffrage movement of the time. In a modest 6-bedroom house, women practitioners learned, treated patients, and broke down cultural barriers in the process. 52 years later, the college moved to its current location at 76 Grenville Street in the heart of downtown Toronto and became a full-fledged teaching hospital. After nearly 80 years of service here, it's time for an upgrade. The Women's College Hospital redevelopment project will see the construction of a new hospital complex on the institution's current downtown Toronto location. To allow for the continued operation of the hospital throughout the construction period, the project will be tackled in 2 phases. Phase 1, consisting of the construction of a new clinical tower on the eastern half of the site, has already been completed, and the clinical operations of the hospital have moved to this new building. Phase 2 will comprise construction of a new building on the site's western half to house administration, research, and education. But before we can turn the page, the existing building will have to come down. That's where priestly demolition comes in. Women's College Hospital is about to step into the future. But before the wrecking machines roll in, general contractor Walsh Construction gives PDI one last tour of the old hospital building so they can finalize their game plan.
There will be a Siamese connection which we can hook into a standpipe and isolate that standpipe for this building here.
It's May 2013. We're preparing for Phase 2 demolition of Women's College Hospital. It's going to be a very involved demolition, large crew. It's a very aggressive schedule. They want to try and complete the demolition and abatement in 12 weeks. Some of the challenges for the demolition of this building will be that it's bordering streets on 3 sides, Grenville, Grosvenor, and Surrey Place. And it's 6 feet away from the new hospital that it will be occupied with patients. We've had multiple meetings for sequencing of demolition and sequencing of abatement. We've done our engineered plan. It involves different areas of the building being attacked at the same time. So here's what I'm thinking. Mario needs help on the roof, and I think you and your whole crew should go to the roof to help Mario. We got a lot of Bobcats, guys, and we got to put them up on the floors, even to start with the floor tile. The site-specific difficulty will be from managing all the men in different areas at the same time. We have done high-rise demolition in the city. We've done large projects with large manpower before, but this will involve all aspects happening at the same time. And we're chewing that down. It's going to be dramatic.
First things first, a building of this vintage always contains a certain amount of asbestos. It's time to pinpoint how much, so they can get the abatement process in full swing.
We have a big abatement task ahead of us. When they're doing the hazardous abatement review, they weren't able to access a lot of the ceilings. There's a lot of potentially unknown asbestos.
Holy crap.
We send in 4 two-man crews, and they go through each area of the building, locating each kind of asbestos. They're popping holes in the roofs, they're going through, and they're looking for every kind of asbestos-containing material.
That feeling here is asbestos. We had to remove before we do the demolition.
Then we take samples of that, and we document that, and we put it into our investigation.
We found floor tile under a number of carpeted rooms. So the sheet vinyl was, again, laid over the existing product in here. We have confirmation on this floor that this sheet flooring is hot.
The additional asbestos that is springing up around the building adds significant time to the project. The domino effect of falling behind schedule has already started, and the deadline for complete removal of the building is extremely tight as it is. Missing deadlines means big fines, and big fines mean less profit. As the abatement process starts picking up speed, the last of the office things are loaded up and shipped out. All that's left are a few historical pieces.
This will be one of our salvage items. It's the hand railing, and Women's College Hospital has asked us to preserve this railing and bring it to the new facility.
One very important statue, aptly named Woman, has been greeting people at the front doors since 1971. This significant art piece needs to be removed with extra care so she can take up her position in the new building. The Marble Lady gets the TLC she deserves and is stored away until her new digs are ready. This opens the door for the structural demolition to kick off, starting with the south side podium area.
We've started in Area 1, which is right here behind us, and that part is key to getting demolished as soon as possible so we can open up some real estate. We're doing our pre-strip right now. As you can see, we have some holes in the side of the building that we're pushing all the material generated out of, so we're going full bore now.
We're beginning the demolition of Area 1. Abatement's been completed. The area's been turned over and passed. The demo crews are in there stripping, and then we're going to start chewing down the building.
With the abatement of Area 1 complete, the stripping and cleanup crews kick into high gear, and that lets the big boys in to make short work of the podium.
We've got our 200-ton American crane holding a 100-foot tarp. We're using it for any debris and dust control up against the new structure. We're going to spray paint the ball of the crane pink. Always spray paint the ball on every job I do. We're using lots of water to keep the dust down, trying to keep everybody happy. We're chewing down the last bay right now. It should be complete today. We're going to start to make a ramp to get our crane down the bottom of the hole, so we're within good proximity of the tower to have the highest capacity to lift off the roof.
With the front podium toast, the podium on the north side of the building gets the same treatment. Right now, PDI is focusing on creating space so the machines and trucks have a little elbow room.
We're standing at the northwest corner of the hospital looking at Area 2B. We've performed the abatement here. We're doing interior stripping with our Bobcats right now, preparing it for structural demolition. We're going to want to bring our high reach and big 600 Komatsu over here as soon as possible to begin knocking down this section of the building to make access to the tower from both sides. This section of the building was built in 1956, so there's some precast, but mostly poured concrete. It'll chew down very fast, similar to Area 1.
Well, once we get this section here demolished, we're going to start wrecking through Area 2 over here. We have a deep basement that we got to ramp down to, so we're generating some material and getting the basement cleaned out at the same time. And by next week, we'll have a ramp down into that basement, and we'll be starting to chew through there.
As demolition nears completion on the north side, work has already begun up top on the roof of the penthouse.
This is Neil's floor, and Harry came in, put in all this additional shoring to support all the machinery up top so she doesn't come through. And we're just slowly working our way down.
abatement crews have moved into the west tower. The east tower is completely stripped out. We're demolishing the 2 bays down alongside of the new hospital. Once those 2 bays are at the 4th floor, we'll use the 2 high-reach machines. We'll take the rest of the structure down that way very quickly. It's slowly turning into a large machine job, not as much hands-on work, whereas the Bobcats and mini hose are finishing up and we're bringing in the heavy artillery.
Just when PDI seems to be making up time in the schedule, the job's biggest hurdle looms large. The close proximity of the new and old buildings needs to be addressed.
They had this big steel wall engineered to protect the hospital right next door. It's as safe as it gets for those guys on that side of the wall, for sure.
We put the iron curtain in last Tuesday, and the protection is phenomenal against the new hospital. We're able to break right alongside of it with no debris or sparks or anything even coming in contact with the new building.
So we're going to the other side right now.
To do the corner, we have to set the screen to protect the new building. So that's why we're working right now. We gotta land the tarp on the ground there on the north side. And we pick the tarp from the north side and move it to the east to protect the new building. But this one is getting soon to put the long arms.
Right now, we're just breaking out a section in the floor behind us. This is our first floor section up here in the penthouse that we're removing. We're gonna keep going this way and we're gonna try and get the machines down below on the floor. And at the same time, we'll be able to break out some of the exterior beams and crane them out as we go along. We gotta go 2 bays in from this east side all the way down to 4 floors. And then once we're at the 4th floor, we can come with the big equipment and start wrecking traditionally.
This went fast.
Yeah, it's going good. I got that 30 by 100 foot tarp. It's gonna come Wednesday. We'll just cut up a piece of mesh and wrap the columns. We talked about it. We're gonna have a guy on each side holding the meshing, and then one guy, he can go in and clean out down below.
Work on the roof is cooking along safely and with absolutely zero collateral damage to the new building beside it. The iron curtain has things locked down. Down below on the north side, it's a different story. Another hit to the schedule.
During the demolition process this morning, we had a line that was not expected. We didn't know it was there, and we're flooding the basement a little bit here. It's taking water pressure from the main line that we're using to suppress all the dust. People complain, so we're on standby. The big guys will work it all out.
While the water main is being repaired on the north side of the building, cleanup continues on the south.
We're hoping by next Tuesday we've got the 2 east bays down to the 4th floor level. So this week we're preparing the south side here as much as we can, getting all the rubble, metal, scrap metal, and copper off site. The sequence will be to clean out the north side first, demolish the tower in the middle, and then continue to clean the material off the south side, and it'll allow the next group to come in and work efficiently.
PDI has some major time to make up. Easy solution? Go out and buy a beast of a machine to get that time back. The Volvo punches the time clock, and the aggression is unleashed.
We mobilized our new 700 Volvo last Friday, and it's got a lot of power and a lot of stability. It's very strong, and he's reaching way out with it. Huge addition to the fleet.
When you're dealing with a lot of big, heavy-duty concrete the way we are here, it helps to have like a larger tool and a machine that's capable of handling it at that height. Makes my job a lot easier. Makes the job go a little quicker too. I think the boss made a good choice here. It's a very nice piece of equipment, and I promise to take very good care of it.
With the 850, we're able to cut the back columns 10 stories high and about 90 feet of radius from the center of the machine. So both machines are very strong. It's been 1 week, we've tuned down a massive portion of the building.
We started the job May the 1st, and October 6th was the date on which we were supposed to turn over this area to the east, which we've now made it. We worked the weekend, we worked Saturday and Sunday to catch up on some of the rubble removal, and demolition's moving along really good.
With the most delicate section of the building torn down, a quick cleanup commences. The PDI crew will then shift its focus to bringing down the northwest side of the structure in a safe, rapid fashion.
I thought I would be here right now on October 1st, still with half the building in the air. And Priestley has done a great job by tearing the building down, getting it out of our way, and doing it safely as well.
excavation is going to proceed. So really this starts to become off the critical path. As we push towards the west, we can get going with foundations. I had my wonders if this building was going to come down on time, just because of how close it was to the hospital, how many challenges Priestley had in front of them. And I'll be the first to say that, I stand corrected.
Reaching one milestone isn't grounds for celebration, though. With a massive portion of the building still remaining, a quick pat on the back, and it's back to work, but not for long.
Well, the bucket cylinder, the eye actually broke off the end of the cylinder. It's a heavy attachment, so that cylinder has to do a lot of work.
On projects like these, machinery takes a beating. It's not a question of if, but when breakdowns happen.
It happens, it's just the business we're in, it's tough on the machines, it's tough on everything, especially on a high-profile job like this. It needs to be up and running because there's deadlines to meet. Today, it'll be ready to go.
Being a top-tier demolition company means you need top-tier mechanics, and PDI has the best in the biz. Breakdowns are dealt with instantly to get these machines back at it ASAP. Every minute that these machines aren't crunching concrete and rebar means a hit to the schedule. But these metal beasts need a ton of their own kind of TLC. That includes constant water access to keep dust down, so the operators can see exactly what they're wrecking. And that means protecting the water source at the bottom.
Frank just wants to hook it up on those 2 hooks only.
That's right.
Okay. All right, let's see what we can do. This is to protect our booster pump. That's running basically all the water to our high reach and everything. So when we're taking down this section of the building, our one water pump will be able to survive. There we go. No problem.
With the deadline looming, PDI seems to have a handle on things. Then, another breakdown on the Hitachi 800 high-reach shear. Cue the machine doctors once again.
From pushing and banging, it's bent the stick here. Just got it cut out now. We're just going to section in some new plates and make her strong again. Yeah, hopefully we'll get her back up and running. They want to get this building down.
With the high reach patched up, the last remaining chunk of the building is ready to come down. PDI is ready to put this project to bed and meet the deadline.
Today is October 29, 2013. We're just continuing with structural demolition of Area 4. He's just going bay by bay, and we're just trying to be as safe as possible.
I've got the crane holding up a shield here, and I've got men positioned all along the street here, and I'm rerouting the traffic as much as I can to continue work safely and not have any debris come out on the roadway. My guys are watching for pedestrians as well at the same time, and I have two-way communication with the crane and the operator. Arthur, can you put some water on for me? Thank you, sir. I've been here since the beginning, so I'm hoping to have this finished soon. We're going to start chewing in. I think we're going to go one more bay completely out and then start stepping, bringing down 3 or 4 to where he can visually see the last bay and start lowering that bay. So that means the whole building will be coming down. So then we'll go down 3 or 4 more floors and then reach back and start doing the back bay. It's like steps, stairwell. You'll go like this. Right? So it's always got stability down at a big base, holding it all together.
Today's Friday, November 8th. We're just trying to finish up the last of the structural demolition. We've been 5 months and 1 week for this entire job. We anticipate completing the demolition. If not tomorrow, Saturday, we'll do it Monday morning first thing.
We've got to start hauling all the material and debris out, removing as much rebar as we can from the concrete, shipping the concrete out and the steel out, and start pulling out the slab and foundations and processing those at the same time.
The way we took this building down, I would say, is probably the fastest anyone's done a big demolition like this in Toronto. Just goes to show you how fast you can do a demolition if you have the right equipment and you have the right people. I think the client's very happy, I think the client was somewhat surprised we make the milestone dates.
It's going very well. Today being the hopefully the second to last day of above ground demolition. Walsh and Bonfield are way more educated now on what needs to happen. Anybody that came over here, everybody say you got to hand it to them. They can do it and they can do it right.
What did we learn from this job? We learned that we can really come together to make a job that could take upwards of 8 or 9 months traditionally be done in under 6. And it's good to know with good team members, we can do what it takes.